OpenAI introduced the new o1 model series, and in this video I am going to briefly discuss what o1 is, what it makes it special, give two examples which o1 can handle better than GPT4 was able to, discuss limits, and then finally talk about what to use it for. Let's dive in with the first example. This is GPT4o with a prompt: what is the largest number between 0 and 1 million that doesn't contain the letter N in its spelling? As you see, it suggests us 888,888. And of course, this is wrong because it contains the letter N, which we specified that we don't want to have it. Now, ChatGPT always generates forward, right? Like it starts off and then it can only add new so-called tokens or parts of words, letters, and so on. And that's where ChatGPT o1-preview, and that's why they restarted the numbering actually. So you see it has 4o, and then the next one is, instead of 5, it starts again at o1. So it actually allows the model to reason, or what they say is basically to have multiple passes at a problem, same as a human would. Let's give the same task to ChatGPT o1-preview. Here's what's new. Instead of actually starting to immediately give you an answer, it says thinking, and then it just shows you different summaries. If you want to know more in greater detail what's going on, you will actually see feedback here, but these are summaries. So behind the scenes, it is actually generating text and tokens the same way as GPT-4 is doing it, but it's kind of reasoning, and it's stepping through several steps which you could have emulated by previously by saying things step by step. But this is actually running this, and this is taking much longer time, as you see. But it's arriving at a hopefully much better answer. Also, the other thing you should know is that the OpenAI team decided not to show the original reasoning, so you will not see what the actual tokens which are being generated by the model are. This is for security, but also for reasons of being able to compete better. They want the underlying model to fully express or to be fully expressive, so that they can also debug it behind the scenes and see the actual thinking. I suspect that this also improves the quality by not sharing some things which, I don't know, might be rude or biased or whatever, and they can then continue to tune it behind the scenes. Now let's see. So basically this is the thought process, or like a summary of the thought process, and let's see what it arrives at. So it says that we need to carefully consider the words used in the number names, avoid any that include n. So quite correctly, we should not, we should only focus on these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, or 30, 40, 50, 60. And combining these, the largest two-digit number we can form without an n is 68. There's also special terms, myriad, it says here, 68 myriad, 68, great cross 68. Okay. 68 myriad, 68, great cross 68. This seems to have missed the point, because you can actually also just say 88, right? So it's not a magic bullet. I ran this before. I'm going to show you the answer before. So here it says 88, the highest number below 1 million whose spelling doesn't include the letter N. This was more plausible, and I'm actually surprised that it didn't pull up 80 as a valid answer in the new answer it came up with this more creative answer, including myriad and so on. But yeah, okay. It's good to be reminded of the limitations of these models, and these are real demonstrations, so I'm not like doing multiple takes or whatever, so you can actually see the way ChatGPT o1 preview performs. Let's have a look at the second example, and let's start with GPT-4 again first. So this is a popular riddle where you have a cabbage, a goat, and a lion, and obviously if you leave the goat alone, then it will, with the cabbage, it will eat the cabbage. If you leave lion and goat alone, the goat will be eaten. So the idea is that you actually bring these across, or I selected ChatGPT o1 preview here actually. So it actually comes up with the answer, it's impossible. You cannot get all three across the river without breaking the rules given. The reason for that is because this question is actually rigged. So I'm saying that I cannot leave cabbage and lion alone together as well. Cannot leave lion and goat alone, and cannot leave cabbage and goat alone together. But no matter which one of these you take across, you're always going to leave one of these combinations. So ChatGPT o1 preview actually correctly recognized that we can't transport all three items with these constraints in the capacity of the boat. So that's the answer we are actually looking for. We wanted to recognize that we've given it an impossible task. Let's try the same for GPT4o. See, it's the same with the same constraints, and now we have the recommendation to take the lion across the river. But that leaves the goat and the cabbage alone, which is also wrong as per the original solution. Just say so here's exactly, it's really contradicting, but goat and cabbage can't be left alone. Since the goat and cabbage can't be left alone, we need to adjust the strategy. Leave the goat and cabbage on the starting side. There's no danger in leaving these two together. So you kind of already start to feel the difference between ChatGPT4o and GPT-o1 preview. Again, GPT-o1 preview says it's impossible, you cannot get all three across the river without breaking the rules given. So it becomes more intelligent, actually. So it's able to reason, it's able to understand, okay, this is not possible, it iterates, and instead of just parroting an answer or just shooting it out, and no matter whether it's correct or incorrect, it will come up with a better answer. Let's talk about some of the limitations we have. First off, it's not accessible to free users currently. So there's two models called o1 preview and o1 mini. o1 mini, by the way, is not a preview, it's already a final model. Newer version can be released, and o1 mini is supposedly it's a smaller model, and it's supposedly quite similar for coding tasks, which OpenAI expects a lot to be o1 to be used for coding tasks. o1 preview and o1 mini have limitations in ChatGPT. So you will be able to do 30 messages for o1 preview per week and 50 for o1 mini. They will continue to increase those limitations. Also, they are accessible through the API, but only to API usage tier 5. Usage tier 5 are users who have spent over $1,000 with OpenAI in API use, and they have a rate limit of 20 requests per minute, which of course is actually much nicer than the weekly limits you get in ChatGPT, but here we go. And as they say here, they're also planning to bring actually o1 mini access to all ChatGPT free users, but it's not in place yet. Other limitations are that the models do not include function calling, streaming support for system messages and other features in the API, and also do not include features like web browsing, document uploads, and image manipulation as of now in ChatGPT. OpenAI talks about who these models might be for. So in this case, they're talking about complex problems in science, coding, math, and similar fields. For example, for healthcare researchers, for physicists, and by developers. And they give different examples for genetics, for economics, cognition, quantum physics. There's also some applications of puzzles. So to this list you can add people who are too lazy to solve their own puzzles and need an AI model to solve them for it. Actually, there's a good example here in, I think, and I also like this video on Korean cipher, which shows that it goes much deeper. And there was, I think in this OpenAI math, there was an example of a princess and a prince, and you have to calculate, and I did that actually on my own. This was quite a challenging thing, and OpenAI o1 was able to solve that and create formulas and whatever. This Korean cipher video is very interesting because it shows that Korean can apparently be said in a certain way, which is not possible for standard translation models to read, but OpenAI o1 actually recognizes this distortion of the standard way Korean is written, and Korean speakers are also able to see and recognize the text. So I recommend you to visit the site openai.com/index/introducing-openai-o1-preview and have a look at their videos. Generally, as a summary, it's good for use cases where you need multiple sequencing steps to reason, to think, and where you want things like this cabbage and goat and so on, where you have multiple dependencies and you need to think about things step for step. That's why it probably will be quite great for coding problems and challenges, for creating code, creating more complex software situations where maybe even multiple software scripts need to work together. Just consider this, it's much easier to actually go step by step and to be able to rewrite what you write instead of getting it perfect the first time. And getting it perfect the first time is exactly what GPT4o is trying to do. So it's always going forward, it's never going to edit or change its answer. And getting a single shot perfect answer on the first is an incredibly hard task. So actually the reason, the direction ChatGPT o1 is heading in, where it can reflect, correct, and backtrack on its own answer, same to a human who would do the very same thing. They wouldn't write an essay one shot, just picking up the pen and writing it down and not putting the pen down, but reasoning, being able to structure, self-structure, and think. It's a major game changer. Share in the comments below what you think about ChatGPT o1 preview. If you don't have access yet, I will be happy to try out some prompts for you. Share them with me in the comments below and I'll record additional videos about these prompts and share my thoughts with you about them. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this. And same as ChatGPT, GPT4o, I do these videos in a one-shot fashion. So I press record and then there's no breaks, I go forward. And I can testify to that it's certainly a more challenging task than doing videos and then heavily editing them. Thank you for watching. and have a great day.